November 1962, Rezang, Ladakh. At 18,000 feet above sea level, amid the biting winds of Ladakh, 120 Indian soldiers stood waiting, outnumbered, outgunned, and yet unwilling to step back. These were the men of Charlie Company of the 13th Battalion of Kumaon Regiment, led by their company commander, Major Shaitan Singh. Now, to understand why those 120 men mattered, you have to understand what they were defending. Rezang wasn't just any mountainous pass. It was a gateway to Chushul airstrip, the lifeline of Ladakh. If it fell, everything fell. The entire sector would have collapsed and the Indian Army's western flank crumpled. On 20th October 1962, China launched a massive offensive across the western and eastern front. The Indian Army, unprepared and scattered, had been ordered to advance and hold. The 13th Kumaon Regiment were rushed to Leh. They had 6 weeks to acclimatize to an altitude where the human body begins to fail. And the Chinese, they had been acclimatized to the weather and height. Now look at what they were armed with. The Indians carried .303 Enfield rifles, single-shot, bolt-action relics from the Second World War. Facing them, Chinese soldiers with automatic rifles, recoilless guns, 75mm and 57mm artillery, mortars and 122mm rockets. The numbers were staggering. 120 Indian soldiers against 5,000 Chinese troops positioned around them. A ratio of 1 to 40, not just a disadvantage, a mathematical impossibility. If that was not all, the men at Rezang would have to fight with no artillery cover-up, no reinforcement and no way out. On November 18, 1962, before dawn broke, the Chinese opened their assault with massive artillery fire. Mortars screamed, rockets exploded, then 8 successive waves of infantry attack, human masses surging up the mountainside. The Indians fired their bolt-action rifles, deliberate and precise. Major Shaitan Singh was everywhere, running between the 5 platoon positions under direct enemy fire, rallying his men, organizing the defense. Among the soldiers was Lance Naik Singh Ram, a wrestler and boxer. When ammunition ran out late in the battle, Singh Ram engaged the Chinese hand-to-hand. According to multiple accounts, Singh Ram killed 20 to 25 enemy soldiers with his bare hands alone, using only his strength and fury until he was shot. Naik Gulab Singh jumped on an enemy machine gun to stop its fire, sacrificing himself. Naik Ram Kumar continued firing a 3-inch mortar even after being hit by 9 bullets. As daylight faded, Major Shaitan Singh had been gravely wounded, arms and abdomen torn by shrapnel and bullets. When his men tried to evacuate him, Major Shaitan Singh ordered them away. They placed him behind a boulder on the slopes of the hill. He was found days later still gripping his weapon, face towards the enemy line. According to Major General Ian Cardozo, a Veer Chakra recipient himself, writing in Param Veer Chakra, "Our heroes in battle," the 2-inch mortar man died with a bomb still in his hand. The medical orderly had a syringe and bandage in his hand when the Chinese bullet hit him. Not one had deserted their post, not one had run. Most bore multiple bullet wounds to their chest and front. Not a single soldier was shot in the back. And what followed was unprecedented in Indian military's history. 1 Param Veer Chakra for Major Shaitan Singh, 8 Veer Chakras including for Naik Singh Ram, 4 Sena medals, 1 mentioned in dispatches, that's 14 gallantry decorations from 114 KIA. 63 years later, in November 2025, the story of Rezang returns, not in whispers, not in footnotes, but on the cinema screens across India with Farhan Akhtar's 120 Bahadur. Because Rezang wasn't just a battle, it was the defiance of 120 men who chose to stand when retreat was easier, and the memorial at Chushul bears the words that define their sacrifice. How can a man die better than facing fearful odds for the ashes of his fathers and the temples of his gods?